So hey, black women. I wanted to come and talk to you guys about this trending topic I see online, where it is children, adult children, having a problem with their parents who are in their 50s and 60s. I don't understand what the issue is with realizing that when you have an issue with someone, you simply have to communicate. And I understand there's a huge problem with the 30-somethings generation with the overuse and abuse of social media. It has gotten to the point where literally a certain demographic, ain't no certain 30s and 40s, they're on, and 20s, they're on social media and YouTube as if it is literally a part of their body, and as if they can't function without having access to this. It is extremely weird. The fact that parents from their 50s and 60s did not have social media, did not have cell phones readily available. We had them, but they were those big, clunky ones that nobody really wanted, right? We are people who rely on communication and just letting people know where we stand. The whole thing about having no contact, to me, is nothing but cowardice. The fact that you call yourself a big grown adult who's having a problem with your parent, where you can't just simply do some of the things I did with both my parents and grandparents. I listened to what they had to say respectfully, and then I literally would say, no, I'm not going to do that. Or, yes, I understand. However, I'll do it in my own way, in my own time. And left it at that. There was no thing of me doing what I see these days, where everybody's online believing that because they hear a word from psychology makes them now a credentialed psychiatrist or a sociologist or some type of therapist, when you're not. The overuse of the word narcissist is insane, because not every person is a narcissist just because they're unyielding and unmovable in their opinion. And it's just crazy to hear you say that kind of stuff every day and use that as justification for cutting off your parents and no longer wanting to have a relationship with them, when you're not being mature enough to even realize that every conflict or every disagreement a person has, there is the middle space where, not even about the truth, but the middle space where people can compromise, come to an agreement, or even begin to understand the other person's point. And that's the thing that's missing with all of y'all today who are in these 30s, 40s, 20s range, where you have grown up on social media and having a camera in your face, video after video of people who profess to know everything but know nothing, because they haven't lived enough to even know as much as the people you're having a problem with. So there are things you don't utilize, such as family therapy. If you feel like there really is such a serious problem that needs to be addressed, you can do that. There is also just understanding that there's a big difference between the age groups, not chronologically, but character-wise. Like, parents in their 50s, their 60s, they're just built differently. The way that they handle disagreement or misunderstandings or lack of communication is just that, to have lack of communication but still interact with the person. And that is something that y'all haven't learned the knack of. And I personally feel it's because you're lazy. Like, when you think about how the majority of the people on YouTube are people who are not working a full-time job, but who are only on here conversing and talking to other people, passing their either opinion or being some type of influencer in lieu of having a full-time job, working a full-time job, because you can have a full-time job and still be at home working remote for a typical employer, not a social media employer where your job is to make videos, right? You should be in school, getting your education the way we were, doing internships, externships, all the things similar to what we did, so that when you earn your money, you're doing it on your own merit. You're not doing it off of persuading or suggesting to another person that what you're saying, what you're advertising, or what you're doing at the time, if it's traveling or etc., is something that other person should do to spend their money so that you make yours. That's the disconnect. Okay? That is the real disconnect. And the fact that you gotta really get the original video that was on Destiny Utah's page, where the child was talking about her older parents, saying that the parents just didn't care. That's literally what it is, y'all. I know it sounds wild and it might be something that you can't wrap your head around, but try to understand a little bit of it from me. A lot of us don't care if you ghost us, go no contact, give us a hard time. See, because we understand that is part of parenting. We also understand that there are going to be times in life where people have to grow internally and mentally before you can even have a decent relationship with them. Sometimes, right, you have to let people go, explore, live and learn for about 10, 20 years before they're able to sit down with you and go, oh, okay, I can see your point of view now. Instead of just saying, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Give me a moment to stop this camera, because people are coming very loudly.